Oh, true.
So
Well,
then that would just kind of
I'm
read
saying
like,
this is for the media. Like we do a
no,
whole
I
spin on
understand
this
that.
because
The
they're
media
already
won't run with that.
like now it's like conservatives are Nazis, Erin O'Toole's a Nazi, all this kind of stuff. But why don't we tell them that this is actually a socialist? Like these are far left Antifa radicals. Like it might even be like the CEO of Antifa. Why don't we we could arrange it around that?
Yeah, well, listen, we'll take that on advisement. Certainly a different twist on things. I haven't heard that one yet.
I know I focus quite a bit on American news, and a lot of people from Canada are often upset at me. Why don't you cover Canadian news? And I do, but oftentimes it's hard to find Canadian news that is directly going to affect everybody and or be something relatable. But it turns out the rise of the alt-right / Nazis in Canada is a very serious problem and has been for a while. In fact, while the temperature is, quote, being turned down in the United States right now, it's being turned up in Europe and Canada. The right to the far right in both countries seems to be taking hold, and it's really unfortunate. Now, in this case, it's actually very hilarious. This is a funny story. It's less to frighten you and more to be like, this is just ridiculous. And this was such an easy out for the Conservatives of Canada. But it's quite hilarious. Oh, JJ's malding over this. Nice. Well then it's good news. It's good news, everyone. You see before you is Toole. Erin O'Toole, to be precise. This is the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. He won that leadership against another individual named Peter MacKay, and he's basically been marred with being known as Canada's Trump. Now, he's been trying to push back against that. He doesn't want to be called Canada's Trump because Trump's brand isn't that great right now. And also, it's just like, it's a tough time. That is for a handful of reasons. One, he's had a handful of controversial statements, and he's been kind of like bumbling his way through them. One of the worst ones, obviously, is his comments on the residential school program of Canada. I'll give you a quick summary right here.
Conservative Party leader Erin O'Toole claimed that the architects of residential schools only meant to provide education to Indigenous students. I'm sorry, what? How does the purposeful and intentional theft of our children from our families to be forced into assimilation, many of whom never made it out of residential schools, equate to an intention to educate? The answer is, it doesn't. It's called genocide. And Canada is no place for leaders who excuse, justify, downplay, or deny the horrific genocide experienced by Native peoples. It's time to resign, O'Toole.
Very well said. And also, y'all should go subscribe or follow Pam Polmater. She does very, very good work. She's an Indigenous Canadian activist, part of the Land Back movement in Canada. And yeah, so that was obviously a little bit controversial, to say the very least. Anyways, that brings us to this fellow here, Derrick Sloan. Derrick Sloan has been an MP in the Conservative Party of Canada for some time. In fact, he's been an MP who has been defended by Erin O'Toole. Defended through a lot of terrible shit that he's done. He is for conversion therapy, and he hasn't outright said that he's like, I'm pro-conversion therapy, but he opposed a bill that was going to ban conversion therapy forever in Canada. A bill that was not controversial, by the way. In Canada, the idea of banning conversion therapy was pretty universal. Even the Conservative Party of Canada, while they had their qualms with how it was going to be rolled out, was like, yeah, it's a bad thing. We can admit that. He also went as far as saying that the science is out on sexual orientation. So this motherfucker, in my opinion, is just a really easy get. If I was the leader of the Conservative Party and I had a member of parliament in my party who's constantly just saying and doing the worst fucking shit, instead of defending him, I would be like, why don't we just out this guy? It's really easy. We yeet him, and if we yeet him from the party, that'll be the end of it. Now, before I get to the best part of it, here's the other controversy about Mr. Derrick Sloan. This is in his own words.
I am Derrick Sloan, Conservative Party of Canada leadership candidate, Member of Parliament for Hastings, Lennox and Addington. I don't know about you, but I have been disgusted by the way that Justin Trudeau and his team has handled the coronavirus pandemic. For one, they were late on almost every count to institute travel bans, to recommend wearing masks, initially talking about the virus and suggesting that it was from China was considered racist. One of the issues with Justin Trudeau's handling of this situation has been his reliance on the advice of Dr. Theresa Tam. Theresa Tam We sent an email out today asking, does she work for Canada or for China? And I encourage you to read that email. There's some interesting information.
So she's Asian, which is where this racism comes from. And she was actually born in Hong Kong, buddy. But anyways, unapologetic about this, was fully called out for it, and didn't do shit all, including the Conservative Party of Canada. The Conservative Party of Canada was like, this is all fine. This is all okay, you know? I mean, controversial, sure, but at the end of the day, why are we going to remove Derrick Sloan just because of a couple spicy takes? Well, it turned out he flew a little close to the sun yesterday, and it was revealed that he had been accepting donations from a literal Nazi, from an actual Nazi. The donation was first revealed by the Canadian nonprofit news organization Press Progress. Though Election Canada records, it was found the Conservative Party of Canada received a $131 donation in 2020 from a neo-Nazi white supremacist, Paul Fromm, who has links to multiple former Ku Klux Klan members. Yeah, the Klan is alive and well in Canada, I'm sorry to report. The party's communication director, Corey Hand, said the donation was not to the party as a whole, but to the campaign of MP Derrick Sloan, who ran for the party leader in August of last year. Sloan claims he was unaware of it. Hand said, Mr. O'Toole is outraged that anyone would accept donations from this individual and will be looking into the matter. Fromm holds a leadership role in the Council of Canadian Citizens, a racist, homophobic neo-Nazi group. The organization, which is a modern iteration of the White Citizens Council, opposes all efforts to mix the races of any kind, all sex education, and the presence of homosexuals and women in military services. Its website states, we believe in the traditional family as a basic unit of human society and morality, and we oppose all efforts by the state and other powers to weaken the structure of the American family through the toleration of sexual lasciviousness, homosexuality, and other perversions, mixtures of the races, pornography in all its forms, and subversion of the authority of parents. This is in Canada, by the way. This is in Canada. This isn't in America. This is in Canada. So it's here too, everybody. All right. But now they're a little bit upset that he's getting kicked out because they're like, whoa, did this go too far? I mean, come on. Just because he's getting money from Nazis, is that really a reason to kick him out? Efforts to oust controversial Conservative MP Derrick Sloan from the party's caucus moved swiftly Tuesday as part of Erin O'Toole's push to have the deed done by the week's end. At least 24 Conservative MPs were needed to sign a letter asking for Sloan's removal, and of those names were put to paper less than 24 hours after O'Toole put Sloan on notice that his time in the party's bench was up. The meeting where all Conservative MPs will vote on the secret ballot is expected to be held either Tuesday or Wednesday, so it's happening right now. O'Toole said what triggered the decision was the $131 donation from, the Nazi. But within and outside the party, the move was seen as more of O'Toole seizing an opening to respond to the pressure to remove Sloan, whose strong social conservative views have been perceived as barriers to O'Toole's stated commitment to present a more inclusive party to Canadians. Sloan was reselected as an MP in Ontario. Why Ontario? He generated several controversies during his contest. He was accused of racism for remarks pertaining to the country's chief public health officer, suggesting being LGBTQ was not a matter of science, compared a ban on therapy designed to force a person to change their gender or sexual identity to child abuse, and recently sponsored a petition that questioned the science behind vaccines. He's an anti-vaxxer on top of all of that. So there's that, Oh, this is new. Every single time JJ McCullough is upset about something happening to the Conservatives of Canada, he just runs right away to the Washington Post to go tell America about it. Like, that's his thing. That's one of the funniest things about JJ McCullough. It's always like, yeah, I'm outraged. Can't wait to write a WAPO article about this. McLean's ultra-diverse, feel-good list of the supposed most powerful people in Canada contrasts quite sharply with my own profile of the people who actually hold top jobs and power in Canada. Wonderful. Conservative Party of Canada confirms Conservative MP Derrick Sloan accepted donations from a neo-Nazi. So I thought this was all, hilarious. Erin O'Toole had to issue that statement. Within minutes of becoming the leader of Canada's Conservatives, I said that I want a party to be one that welcomes all Canadians, regardless of race, religion, economic standing, education, or sexual orientation. I've said that as Prime Minister, I will govern on the behalf of Canadians. He will never be Prime Minister. This actually is so ridiculous that this could trigger an election. And I'm actually totally serious about this. There could be an election in Canada because of a Nazi. If this continues to blow up, and by which I mean he deleted the tweets, so I don't have them readily on hand. But yesterday, after this all came out, Derrick Sloan threw the entire party under the bus. He released a statement saying, I'm not the only one who accepted money from the Nazi. Y'all took $13 off that check, so the Conservative Party of Canada technically has now been funded by Nazis. That's right. The entire party has now been funded by Nazis. It's only $13, but still, that's $13 in Nazi money that they accepted. Oh, never mind. He still has this one up. Guess who else took a donation from Frederick P. Fromm? That's the Nazi, by the way. After conducting my own investigation. Good job. Just keep on going. I love it. Burn the whole party to the ground, Derrick. After conducting my own investigation, I realized that the Conservative Party in Canada took a 10% cut. 1310. Oh, why couldn't it have been 1312? We were so close. From the same donation, I'm now possibly being expelled from this caucus over. It looks like they didn't know who this individual was either. In processing the donations, the CPC must confirm the donor in question hasn't went over the yearly maximums. These standards are higher than what any leadership campaign would have had in place in August for verification processes and raises big questions about what just happened. So basically, the person who just got accused of taking money from the Nazis has thrown his entire party under the bus and shown that they actually took money from Nazis as well. So, Americans, I say to you, because I know y'all are obviously under scrutiny quite a bit, being the imperial overlords that you are, of sometimes enabling fascism and having that whole Trump stuff happen. And that's bad. That is decidedly bad. But don't worry. We're doing it up here too, all right? We're holding our own up in Canada. We're showing that we can be more than just Canada's, America's hat. We can be America's MAGA hat from time to time. So, you know, there you go. And then the best part is, if any of the Nazis become famous, we just send them down. We just send them down to the United States, because now they're famous Nazis and they want more money, so they want some of that American dollars. So there's that. You know, we got our own homegrown Nazis. It's Nazi good though. It's definitely Nazi good. The Proud Boys were founded by a Canadian, y'all. A Canadian founded the Proud Boys. Yeah, that's right. Enjoy it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't gloat about that. It's truly horrible. It's truly, truly horrible. Final thoughts. My thoughts on Conservative leaders Erin O'Toole's reprehensible comments about residential schools. This comes from the National Chief, Perry Bellegarde. It is so disappointing that Conservative leader Erin O'Toole sought to use residential schools tragedy, which has devastated generations of First Nation families, to score meaningless political points. No political party can claim the high road on a tragic piece of Canadian history. I look forward to sitting down with Mr. O'Toole in the new year to help him better understand how First Nations are continuing to grapple with the lasting effects of a policy that was so wrong from the start and made worse by decades of political mismanagement and indifference. It was genocide. It was pure and simple. It was genocide. There's no, I mean, Erin O'Toole has walked back on this, by the way. The very existence of residential schools is a terrible stain on Canada's history. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna call the Conservative Party of Canada. I've had enough of this, and I got to give it to them. All right. Unlike the free speech absolutists, they actually pick up.
Thank you for calling the Conservative Party of Canada. Our normal hours of operation are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday. Our office is currently closed. To speak with the National Service Desk, press 1. To use the staff directory, press 0. If you know the...
Yeah, I forgot about that too. What's Derrick Sloan's
with the National Service Desk,
Let's see.
Press 1.
Conservative without apology. Yeah, but there's no phone number. Damn. You holding out? Oh, there we go. Derrick Sloan, House of Commons. Well, I mean, this is all publicly available information. I wonder if I have to do a blood quantum before I get to call him.
Office of Derrick Sloan.
Hi there. I recently saw the controversy surrounding Derrick Sloan and the Conservative Party. I'm a longtime Conservative donor.
Yes? How can I help you?
Well, I had an idea. Because this whole thing is going down and it's kind of getting out of control, what if we put a spin on it? I don't know if you know this, but in the word Nazi, it actually has the word socialist in it. Could we spin this around as a socialist was the one who made a donation to the Conservatives?
I mean, I don't think anyone really wants to own any of it. Like, this guy made it, the guy's already had his membership revoked. Like, if the Sloan campaign had known his background, they wouldn't have sold, like, they wouldn't have, really wanted anything to do with him in the first place. The fact of the matter is, this guy slipped through the cracks. So, like, basically everyone's basic position is he slipped through the cracks and he shouldn't have gotten through. But so now there's a bunch of finger pointing, unfortunately. Like, the bottom line is, I can speak for Derrick, but his campaign didn't know this guy's background. So that's the issue.
Oh, totally. No, I understand that. I know he probably wouldn't have accepted it had he known. But I'm just saying, now that the milk's been spilt, we have to drink it up. So if we're going to lap this up, why don't we just change the whole thing around? Why don't we try and make this out to be that it was an actual socialist who was donating the money, and he's also like a Nazi. So we combine the two, and then everyone will think like it's a Canadian Antifa or something.
Yeah, I get your direction. It's just the bottom line is that like we have no ability to influence what the party would say in the matter because they're doing everything they can right now to kick Derrick out. So we couldn't change what they're saying. The media narrative is just kind of like looking to kind of smear conservatives in general. So I don't think they would go along with it.
Oh, true.
So
well, I'm saying like, this is for the media. Like we do a whole spin on this because they're already like, now it's like conservatives are Nazis, Erin O'Toole's a Nazi, all this kind of stuff. But why don't we tell them that this is actually a socialist? Like these are far left Antifa radicals. Like it might even be like the CEO of Antifa. Why don't we we could arrange it around that?
Yeah, well, listen, we'll take that on advisement. It's certainly a different twist on things. I haven't heard that one yet, so it's a good. I understand. It's an interesting point of view, and I can pass that along to Derrick. I can't make that decision, so I can just pass it along. If you're okay with that,
I am. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Okay, take care now.
You too. Cheers. That went really well. I'm very happy they were receptive to a phone call. Hey, if tomorrow you see a whole new spin, all right, on this, you know where it came from, all right? You know the source. You know the source. That's where it came from, everybody. Woo. All right. He was very nice, by the way. He was very nice. He was very friendly. If that happens when you gave your clip to the media, the conservatives go down in flames. This guy's son is going to be, Dad, why were you on my Twitch? Yeah, no shit. It's the kids are always all right too, right? It's usually the kids who are like way further left than their parents, and their parents are like, how is someone that nice working for Derrick Sloan and just being casual about it all? He's like, I understand where you're coming from, buddy, but at the end of the day, they're going to smear us no matter what we do. There's no good situation here. If you want us to advertise your channel or work, please go to weareserfs.com and email us a 20 to 30 second ad, and we'll take it on to the end of one of our videos to help promote your leftist channel or progressive something. Whatever you do.
To our gods, I'm Raph, Xander Corvus, and Schlatsky. We shall build golden idols in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, you have our undying fealty. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Hans Josephen, C. Bartlett, Jimothy K. Meeple Beeps Jr., Bisexual Black Gamer, and Trofox, we shall carry your banners onto the battlefield. To our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Byte, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Jimmy Bignuts, Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, That's Solid Poon Then, Dr. Zayas, Yoppie, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Thomas Barrington, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Alexander Thaler, Ali Rada Jafer, Alex Gauvin, Radical Maniac, The Great Houdini, and Callie Kotka. We salute you.